Okay, so in this video I will talk about an interview from GCores, I think is how you say it, that he did with Hypergryph and Lowlight basically. And from what I know, this is some sort of leak or anything. I should be able to talk about this and post it on YouTube, which I hope, and I still be able to get in like a beta that it won't change anything. But anyway, so yeah, we talk about it and yeah, talk about the good things and maybe if it could be better, or yeah, my opinions on it. So the first thing is, right, I forgot. Thanks for the editor for translating it, even though it's not the full thing on the original website. It's like the quotes from from Hypergryph or Lowlight. And yeah, I will put the link to the Reddit page in the description, and maybe to the original interview if you wanna read it. The website there. So first off, they just wanna share a quote from Hypergryph and Lowlight. Creating a game that you truly believe in and that you can also survive in the market is certainly a difficult challenge. When Arknights Endfield was first conceptualized, we were fully aware of this. However, once we actually started working on it, the initial pressure and the weight gradually transformed into the drive and passion for nurturing a new life. Doing something you truly love is an incredible happiness, even if it's full of challenges. We are eager to receive feedback from players in the upcoming second beta test, which will help us make further improvements to the game. Let's witness the unfolding of a new chapter in the Arknights story together. First off, this is just a nice quote. Like they say it's a challenge, of course, to do a game that you truly believe in today's market. Yeah, you probably already know. I won't name any games or stuff like that, but you probably know. And it's just nice. It's a nice quote. The first thing, dev team decided to redo all the combat system from the first technical test into ARPG plus SRPG like combat. ARPG, probably know, stands for action role-playing game. But if you don't know, SRPG stands for, I think, strategy role-playing game. So yeah, just had to mention that if you didn't know. This time, the combat system we experience offers a relatively refined squad-based ARPG gameplay. Improved action optimization. The actions of all players, characters and enemies have been significantly optimized, resulting in smoother controls when operating characters during combat. Additionally, battle and camera angles have been improved accordingly. This just sounds nice. I can't comment on it since I haven't done like a side-by-side comparison, but I have seen the demo and the gameplay that they posted, and I just want to say that it looks really good, like amazing. I will do a video later when I like analyze stuff like that. Anyway, continuing with completely revamped skill system. Skills no longer require manual target selection. Instead, the entire team now shares a skill resource, which generates over time and through combat actions. Players need to strategize during battle and decide on which character skill is most suitable for the current situation. So this is of course nice, since from what I saw it was harder. Well, when you had the ultimate, you need to use it. You cannot use skill or anything. Now you just click the skill like 1, 2, 3 or 4, and for ultimate you just hold it. One thing I would say I would have wanted is have the manual target assist. It seemed nice, but this is also nice. It's not that I don't care much for it, but it looked nice, I guess. I don't know how to explain it that good, but it's still a nice change from what I saw from the trailer. I didn't experience it much, except when I was at Gamescom. That was the only time, which was like 30 minutes. That was basically not enough time, but I understand why it was that little time. But the entire team also shares a skill resource. That's also nice, since it technically makes it more strategic with what skill to use and stuff like that. And there might also be characters in the future that maybe require 2 skill points, let's call them. So maybe someone needs 2 skill points, or maybe 1.5 maybe could work. Not sure, but it's honestly not bad. I like it. Introduction of a brand new combat mechanic, combo skill. When the conditions for triggering a combo skill are met, players can command the corresponding squad members to unleash a combo attack. Each character has unique conditions for activating their combo skill, such as landing a heavy strike, enemies entering a debuffed state, multiple enemies being broken simultaneously, and so on. This from the demo, it looked nice. I don't have much to comment on this, except the thing I guess noticed the most is that he said is that every character seems to have their own condition, which is honestly nice. I like that. Even though some will definitely have similar, they all won't at least they won't probably have like the exact same or totally different. And yeah, it's a nice thing. So yeah, continue with dodging through sprinting. Characters can now dodge enemy attacks by sprinting, adding more flexibility to the combat. This for me is not a big thing, but from the demo thing I tried in Gamescom, I still liked how it was before, I guess. Even though I haven't tried this one, but yeah, I did honestly like it, but I did not try it enough to maybe feel for it, if you know what I mean. I don't have much to comment on it, but it's not bad. I like it. It's more, I don't know, I like it, but we have to see if I get into the test. I mean, I probably will like it, honestly. Removal and adjustments from MMO-like mechanics. Elements such as the aggro line from the previous version have been removed or adjusted. Additionally, teams are now more proactive in engaging enemies and using evasion to draw enemy attacks. So the aggro line I can't comment on much, but the teammates are now proactive and stuff like that, so I guess better AI. That's nice. And something I honestly like, since it's more immersive, you could say. Yeah, the only thing is they probably won't use a skill automatically. That's something you have to do on your own. Use their skill, because otherwise it's not a strategy game whatsoever. You can literally AFK basically anything if they are built enough, probably. Yeah, and I hope they don't do an option to, I guess, have that on so they use the skill automatically. I hope most or a lot of people would probably do it if they might play this game, so yeah. Alright, continue with number 2, and this will probably be a long video, I'm guessing, because it's a lot. Anyway, dev team is thinking how to make a better team collab combat. And I guess Hypergryph said, for example, can teammates recognize your possible forward path and actively step aside to make a way for you? When teammates are present on screen during exploration or combat, how can we ensure that they fit harmoniously? into the scene? How can the people in the scene avoid being too visually overwhelming while still having enough presence to feel meaningful? The challenge here lies in creating cross-system personalized interactions between the teammates, the player and the scene, all without bringing the characters' established personalities. The goal is to make them feel real, helpful companions who contribute to your experience in meaningful ways. We want players to notice in the second beta test that we put a lot of thoughtful improvements into the behavior patterns of the team. Our hope is that this presentation will inspire confidence that this aspect will continue to improve over time. So this is something, it's an immersion thing, I would say. Let's say, I'm talking English now. Maybe if I had on English, it would probably be, I would probably be pretty immersed. I don't know if that's any good example, but if you've seen the demo beta thing that they released, you can see some of that stuff happening, like when they showed with the male administrators, like Dapan or Panda. There was one time, yeah, he talked, or all the teammates talked a few times. You could notice some stuff like that, which I know for certain wasn't in the tech test, so yeah. But yeah, this is just an immersion thing. I don't have much to say about this, because I mean, except it sounds really nice, honestly. And now continuing to number 3, about the level design. Many areas of Endfield feature unique gameplay mechanics and stunning visual spectacle. If we were to compile all of these mechanics into a fast-cut montage, it would surely be breathtaking. We offer a wide variety of dungeons and themes, including but not limited to basic mechanics like parkour and platform jumping, as well as hosts of quirky and unconventional puzzles. This is something nice. It's something that I feel like they took from Arknights, the tower defense Arknights, and put it in Endfield, in a sense, because basically every stage is different. Every level is different with different mechanics, or at least every chapter, you could say. But this is also something you could see in a good way when of the basically the 2 places they showed down at Talus 2. Yeah, there was the Chinese place, and I don't know what the first place they showed it could be I guess inspired by, but yeah, and I must be honest, it looked really good, really good. I can't wait for to actually play this, like, honestly. It looked amazing. Number 4, about the automated industry complex AIC system. I can't speak. The base building system has been optimized for smoother top-down and quicker construction, allowing players to plan their bases more intuitively. The current version introduces combat facilities and corresponding base defense gameplay. The towers play a significant role, integrating base building into the combat experience. Additionally, players can use the industrial construction system to strategically place combat facilities on the map to clear enemy spawn points. However, these facilities have a placement limit and contribute to total power consumption, meaning players can't cover the entire map with turrets for full firepower. And that last thing is honestly something nice, I think, because otherwise people would, I mean, even if it might sound fun, it's, I don't know, I don't know honestly, but it's nice. It just the whole thing. They showed a bit of it in in the demo. Like the top-down thing is, I think, honestly really nice. It's like Factorio, I think it's called. I tried the demo for it a bit, since I don't have the full game, but yeah, it's kind of I guess like Factorio slash Satisfactory maybe, with the top down, and then yeah, but with the anyway, it sounds really nice and it looks really good. That's what I'm trying to say. So number 5. Will the AIC system be too heavy for an anime multi-platform game? Hypergryph and Lowlight said, there seems to be a growing notion that anime mobile game players are gradually paying less attention to and discussing gameplay. This is likely the result of market trends over a long period and doesn't necessarily mean that players don't want to enjoy new gameplay experiences. Continuously updating and exploring fresh, interesting gameplay has always been one of our core principles. Starting with Arknights, as if you have played Arknights, you probably have noticed that, honestly, and we've been committed to this ever since. With Endfield, the integrated industry system offers a high degree of expandability, laying a solid foundation for future gameplay innovations. You just asked, did it feel too heavy? I'd say that the potential audience for such gameplay is actually quite large. Successful examples like Factorio, Dice's Sphere program, and the industrial mods in Minecraft have all been validated by the market. The key lies in whether enough effort has been put into it, whether the learning curve is reasonable, and whether players can enjoy a smooth onboarding experience. Endfield will continue to optimize the system to lower its entry barriers, making it easier for players to grasp what we believe is genuinely fun. After all, we must first create something we ourselves enjoy, and then hope the players will enjoy it too. So, first off, of course, this is most of these things are honestly true, especially like the thing they said like at the end was generally really nice. Like Endfield will continue to optimize this system and lower entry barriers, making it easier for players to grasp what they genuinely think is fun. Yeah, they are first creating something that they genuinely enjoy, and then hoping the players will, which is really nice. Like actually, it's something I think we need nowadays with some games, because even though it does happen with some games that might not, that are like hidden gems, with bigger games that doesn't happen. Some are legitimately copies, stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, continuing forward. Number 6. Dev team are optimizing the scene, using balanced mixture of PBR, physically based rendering for realistic texture, and NPR, non-photorealistic rendering. This is not me, it is something I guess they mentioned or something, but it's nice, and you will see, basically, you will know with the next thing actually, with the number 7, and it's something if you probably have seen the CG trailers they have done, or TVs, you probably have noticed with a few of maybe the latest one, maybe not the earliest one, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is one of the, yeah, it's starting to get really good with what they are talking about. Number 7. The art and design of Arknights Endfield continues to empathize the textured, anime-inspired realistic style, inheriting the unique aesthetic tone of Arknights. If you know what I mean now, you are probably excited, and I hope you are, because they are cooking, like actually. Lowlight said, The art direction of Arknights Endfield continues to explore the possibilities of merging realism with fantasy. By constantly refining 3D technology, we are better equipped to achieve this goal. So, since the art of Arknights has been widely praised, we are committed to carrying forward its strongest aspects, ensuring the IP maintains its persuasive appeal across all dimensions. The art design of Arknights Endfield retains the texture, the anime-inspired realistic side, inheriting the unique aesthetic tone of art. As you probably know if you have seen the CG trailers that they have posted for normal Arknights, or just for Endfield, like the first CG trailer they posted. You probably have noticed that. So, however, pursuing realism comes with its challenge, especially when transitioning to 3D, as it introduces many additional factors to consider. How can the distinctive character expression from 2D illustrations be carried out into 3D? We put a great deal of effort into this, trying to preserve the Arknights flavor, while ensuring the designs translate smoothly into the 3D medium. So, yeah, let's just continue and talk about it at the end. For example, Endfield's character design further emphasizes differences in factions and social status, with more realistic occupational attributes reflected in clothing and weapons. Take Perlica's weapon as an example. During the technical test, she used an ordinary staff, but it has since been updated to a feathered short staff. This change reflects both the general weapon adjustments for caster classes and her role as the player's assistant. Her design required more distinctive features. The current short staff not only functions as a signature pen for editing documents, but can also extend into a virtual screen to act as a tablet. These kinds of intricate details that make the design stand out. Which is honestly something I really can't agree with, because in the demo, when they showed, they also posted like today when recording it, because I guess intro thing, you could say, where you basically can see it uses the anything, but you can also see on the models, like if you saw the demo or whether you saw the post they made with the 3D characters and a bit of lore, that they are realistic in a way, but with anime style, realistic style. But continue with number 8. Dev team want to retain the gentle yet profound character temperament that defines Arknights in Endfield as well. Yeah, let's just continue. The character design of Arknights Endfield inherits the design philosophy of Arknight, meticulously balancing black, white, and grey tones, accented with high purity saturated colors. By combining different materials, designs not only convey a sense of uniformity or faction identity, but also highlight the individuality of each character. The Endfield team has delved deeply into how to achieve and express this aesthetic in the 3D game. For example, they dynamically simulate the painter brushstroke effects into the illustrations within the 3D models. This approach represents one of the team's technical strengths. For individual characters, brushstroke effects are simulated on the 3D model, but these effects are not static. You can change dynamically with lighting and the viewer's perspective. This technology enhances the dimensionality of character representation, bringing the texture of Arknights illustrations closer to life in 3D. This thing is, I'll just be honest, it's absolutely amazing with this thing. It sounds really amazing with how they are doing it. Like, honestly, with how they are bringing 2D, basically they are bringing 2D images or models to life in 3D. That's genuinely amazing in my opinion. With an anime realistic style too, in a 3D of course. Considering the integration with the overall environment and the expression of the world building and the characters in Endfield, maintain a significant degree of realism in their costume and weapon design, as well as in the rendering style. In fact, it can be said that Endfield is one of the most realistic 3D anime style games currently on the market. We refer to this as a realistic anime style. This, I'm gonna be honest, even with some of the other games, maybe like Withering Waves is the clue I would say right now, but otherwise, this is honestly really true. I'm gonna be completely honest. And I think it's also basically a fact, honestly, that Endfield, if you have seen the demo video they posted, then I think it's a fact. I'm gonna be completely honest, that Endfield is maybe not the only, but it's one of the most realistic 3D anime style games currently on the market, as they said. This is specifically reflected in elements such as a natural cool tone color palette that mirrors the textures of real world. The emphasis on a realistic material expression, practical design elements, and post-apocalyptic inspired costume design. I can't comment on that much honestly, but of course if you want you can comment on anything of these things, what you think is good, stuff like that, down in the comments. I would be happy to hear your thoughts on it, since maybe you have better thoughts than me, or more laid out, you could say. But continuing with number 9, about the scene art. Hypergryph and Lowlight said, we aim to create environments that are truly convincing. And I mean, I know I said it before, but they are cooking here, like actually. The art direction leans towards more realistic atmospheric settings, inspired by the subdued yet menacing tension seen in Dennis Villeneuve's Cesario. Probably said it wrong, and I'm sorry. Additionally, later scenes and draw from the visual atmosphere of exceptional Chinese wuxia films such as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and House of Flying Daggers. In terms of scene design, we used a distinct design language to differentiate between natural environments and human-made structure. Natural environments strive to replicate real-world geography with realistic lighting and road proportions. Vegetation, heights, and other elements closely mirror the real world. On the other hand, human-made structures such as Enfield's bases or enemy strongholds are designed with practical minimalism and symbolic connotation to evoke a sense of futurism. On this realistic foundation, we then incorporate the fantastical elements of Arknights. I just want to talk a bit of this with some things. Like, I legit thought this when I read this thing. This thing when yesterday basically, and I was thinking they don't have to cook this much, like with natural environments that replicate real world geography, realistic lighting, road proportions, and vegetation heights. Like they have realistic vegetation height. I don't know if that's insane or not, because that's... yeah, they are... all I can say is that they are cooking real hard, like actually. And for example, the Chinese-inspired setting of Chapter 2, Hongshan does not simply replicate a specific ancient style. Instead, we extract and adapt certain features of traditional Chinese architecture, imagining how its design principles and construction logic might work in a modern context. After all, the world of Endfield is not a primitive one, or requires a sense of modernity. I can't comment on much on this, except that I guess I agree, since the world of Arknights, pretty much of Endfield, since we don't know exactly how many years it is, but let's say 500 years into the future. But either way, both with Arknights and Endfield, both have kind of a sense of modernity, but Endfield has more of it. With Arknights, it kind of depends more, I guess. I don't know with Endfield honestly, but yeah, it's something I like, I guess. In the industrial areas of Hongshan, players will notice many details like Chinese characters, logos displayed from everyday life. Doesn't that feel so familiar and relatable? I believe that Chinese characters are the essence of Chinese civilization, while their visual representation evolves, our meaning remains timeless. As Chinese players, we can instantly recognize and resonate with them. Seeing Chinese characters as strong visual symbols is part of our modernized design approach. We are already implemented this concept in Arknights, and now we continue expanding on it. Ultimately, our goal is simple: ensure that characters, regardless of the setting, provide the player with a harmonious and authentic experience. This is also something really nice, and you might have noticed it in Arknights, like the concept. It's something really nice, like for example with some German characters like not logos. I forgot his name. I forgot all German characters' name. But yeah, and anyway, you can put German voice language on them, and the same goes for like maybe not Chinese, because they only have that for everyone, but there was one I thought about. Italian, like Texas, Lapland. There probably are more, but I can't remember every name. Penance is one. Yeah, that's one kind of immersion thing, but yeah, in a way this is something really nice, honestly. It's like an immersion thing. So if you like to be immersed, it's a really good thing. Now, this is something I guess I really liked. I guess it's even though some other might do it, like maybe Hoyoverse, I don't know, it's still, I guess, impressive. Because I mean I don't work within these things, so I don't know how hard it is, but it sounds impressive in either way. So number 10, Endfield uses Unity, but Hypergryph fully modified the engine from the very bottom. We made significant modifications to Unity to allow the game to handle more content, essentially rebuilding both the underlying rendering framework and the upper level rendering pipeline from scratch. Basically, this is what I was talking about. We basically built Unity from scratch. You could say it's their own engine, essentially. is what it feels. It feels like it, at least. And that's something I think is really good. That at least, honestly, like if you can modify a game to basically, I guess, handle your game or have everything for your game, that's impressive in my opinion. And continuing with, you could say that we retained Unity's architecture, editor and tools. We restructured most of its core components and content. In particular, we completely overhauled the graphics rendering system. At the engine's core, we adopted a data-oriented approach, ECS, which makes the handling of the game components far more efficient. Additionally, we reconstructed the graphics API layer to meet the performance demands. Basically this, yeah, this is what I basically was talking about. It sounds impressive. One of the most notable improvements is the implementation of seamless maps. Yeah, right. This one, I think it's this one. It's also a really nice thing. The last year's technical test, transitioning between different levels in Valley 4 required loading screens. For the second beta test, we switched to seamless loading, which required us to rebuild the underlying framework of the scene pipeline. Along with the toolchain and development workflow, by leveraging our appropriately large scale terrain, processing solution, virtual texture mapping technology, and seamless loading technique, we significantly improve the loading efficiency and scene smoothness. As a result, the entirety of Valley 4 is now a seamless, super large sandbox map, allowing players to explore freely without any loading interruptions. If you did not understand much, basically what they said, or basically one thing they said, is they removed loading screen basically. There probably will still be some kind of loading, maybe, but otherwise, it's no loading screen. Like the screen doesn't like turn, I guess, black or something with some wallpaper thing with a what's it called, with a tip or lure thing. It's basically no loading screen. If you did not understand much, I guess. Yeah. But continuing with, we also developed our own cross-platform lighting and shadow technology. In some games, dynamic shadows disappear when you look into the distance. I feel like I noticed this sometimes, and I just want to say they cooked on this. This is true, which I'm guessing it is, but we have to wait and see for the beta. But in our game, the entire scene, including close-ups and even ultra-distant views, rendered with fully dynamic lighting and shadows. For example, the factory building gameplay, we applied a series of proprietary technical solutions, optimizing and refining it with ECS-based data rendering techniques. Lighting and shadows in the factories are fully dynamic, ensuring a consistent and immersive visual experience. This is something amazing, I'm gonna be honest. So basically, I guess, I don't know if you can turn off shadow or the quality, I don't know what settings exist, but let's say if you have good settings, like maybe high settings or maybe ultra. Let's do high or medium or high settings. What I'm guessing is you can see shadows no matter what. If it makes sense, the shadow existed there at least. Like you wouldn't see shadows if it wouldn't make sense, but you know what I mean, I hope. Now continuing with the 11. Hypergryph build a special sound effect team for Endfield to record real world sounds and accurately integrate them into the game. This is also something nice, that kinda fits with the other thing, the thing before, in a way. But yeah, this is something also nice. You could probably hear it in the demo that they released, or posted. But yeah, in terms of sound effects, we especially assembled a Foley team to record real-world sounds and accurately integrate them into the game. So there's the freaks of the leather, crazy, I don't know, insane maybe even, cooking, the clink of metal, playing with this, and even the sound of fabric swinging in the wind. I don't know if you should call him insane for this or not, like honestly. Because I know maybe other games might do this, but I feel like if there's no interview with them talking about it, it feels like less special in a way. Because in this interview, which I'm guessing is real, probably. But yeah, it's something I like. I guess with Hypergryph, they can do interviews and they talk about stuff, and basically this interview is really amazing because then you can appreciate. I feel like you can appreciate stuff like this, like what they're doing for the game to make the game basically. But these sound effects are not simply layered together, but are dynamically matched with the character's movements, emotions, and environmental changes, trying to immerse players in the details and create a truly convincing experience. This is truly cooking, and I just be honest. This will be one game of the year. I'm not gonna say it will win game of the year, although I would honestly hope it does if it's actually really good, even if it's a gacha and not many people like gacha. Even though it's free game, you're not losing anything. And with gacha, it's basically your self-control. I mean, one thing might be age rating, which might, yeah, depending on what it is, cause, yeah. But either way, it's self-control. I guess parents do stuff like that. You might understand what I mean or not, but that's my honest opinion. That it's self-control if you spend a lot of money or not. Anyway, continuing with the number 12, Hypergryph, and this, as I want to say before, first, this is an incredible thing. Like this last thing, it's not really related to Endfield, but it's incredible. That's what I want to say, basically. It's truly incredible, and is one reason I would want Endfield to win Game of the Year. Like honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. Even though we might all know what game might win the Game of the Year if it actually really. But yeah, actually continuing. Hypergryph want the Endfield dev team to become one of the most special game developers to truly contribute in a game innovation. You probably can, if you haven't read everything and are just listening or something. You probably understand where I'm going with it, where they are going, maybe. Hypergryph and Lowlight said, if you're creating something ordinary or something that's already been done by others, then being an ordinary person or even just someone with relative experience is usually sufficient. And that's basically how some game thing are, I feel like, kind of. But what we realized in the course of this project is that if you want to create something truly unique, that can genuinely be called original, then you need to be a unique person yourself. Someone with strong opinions, even what could be called the uncommon talent. Because there's no one who can definitely tell good or bad. must have faith in the direction you've chosen. And this, basically this is what I was talking about before. Does more. Like, they are actually cooking. They are trying to make a genuinely unique game that they want to enjoy and they want other people to enjoy, basically. And I think that's, I don't know, Hypergryph is truly cooking with this one, like actually. And yeah, continuing with, I believe players are also in pursuit of novelty. In this sense, our team's goals are very much aligned with theirs. Players want to revisit familiar and polished gameplay experiences, but they also create something unique, something they never encountered before. This is the fundamental motivation behind our decision to combine factory simulation elements with the RPG mechanics and innovate on the foundation. I don't know why, but I'm genuinely smiling seeing this, because I don't know, it feels like it doesn't happen often, and Endfield will be completely free with free update, and that is one thing that will make it truly amazing. And it's the same with other gachas. They're free to download, and though someone might say some worse, which might be true, but I believe this will genuinely, I don't know if it will like destroy the market or whatever, like it will become on top or anything, which I honestly don't care about. I care about that they earn enough money to continue with the Endfield. That's it. I don't care how much they earn. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I just want Endfield to continue, or Hypergryph to continue with what they are doing. Yeah, continuing with, innovation is no longer just a creator's aspiration for their own work. It's something the market increasingly demands. Simply improving production standards is no longer enough to satisfy today's players, whether you want it or not. You want to or not. Aim to achieve something in the current market. You must create something that is uniquely yours. And yeah, I guess that's the end of the interview, and that last part is incredibly amazing. I just want to say that I don't have much to say about the interview otherwise, except I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read many interviews before like this, but I don't know how many I read honestly by like game devs. But I'll be honest, this, I don't know if there might be a better one. You can comment if there's a better one, but I genuinely think this is otherwise the best dev interview, I guess. Like, actually, genuinely, I guess, except with my Path of Exile, like Path of Exile 2, because I saw a bit of some interview. I don't remember much of it, except I know it was good. But otherwise, that I have either listened or read, this is the best one. This is my favorite one, and Hypergryph is honestly one of my, or not, if not in the best, or not, if not in my most favorite, I guess, company that makes games, even if it might be gacha. But they have done one premium game and that you pay for, and they are making another, which is Popcom. But either way, that's it for this video, I guess. You can comment your thoughts if you watch it until the end, and yeah, comment your thoughts. I will be happy to hear to read them. And if you enjoyed, want to see more of Endfield, because I will do more Endfield. Might do other stuff, of course, but I will try to do mainly Endfield, at least on this channel, which is my only one so far. Yeah, subscribe if you liked it, and give it a thumbs up, share the video if you liked it. Yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. See ya in the next video.